Howdy, folks. Michael DeCarlo here for decarlosdanger.com from the worldwide headquarters here in Sierra Vista, Arizona, from thy garage for a little bit of garage talk, which is good because it's budget season, folks. Budget season. We all got to be paying attention here. I know we all got our things that are pet peeves, but really budgets are about addressing needs, not wants and desires. But anyway, this is a very special video edition of the rant of the day, so it turns out. Give you a little background on what was going on. I was going to do a page by page comment section on each page of the published proposed budget, and then I came across a YouTube video. The YouTube video the city had broadcast. I missed the live stream somehow, but I wasn't paying attention. I was actually really writing. Oddly enough, I was writing the council members, and I was thinking to myself, and I don't want to make fun of the people that are actually working here. They are actually good people stuck in a bad system. They are actually, to the best of their ability, creating in their version of creating value. Unfortunately, as I found out, oftentimes in government service, that value is in or unproportional to the return, not only initially, but oftentimes it's the end game as well. A lot of things don't take off, and that's just the way it goes. But when you're a private person or a private organization that enter into contractual obligations for business functions, for the purpose of business functions, you're assuming different burdens to make sure that the outcome is financially viable, honestly, because no matter how good the service is, if it costs too much to do, folks won't do it. That's just the way things are and will most likely be for a very long time. Anyway, I'm a big Paul Harvey fan. Hope some of you younger guys and new subscribers actually look him up. Great AM radio personality. Great. A legend. And I'm also a fan of Hunter S. Thompson and his style of journalism. I believe the movie about him was Where Buffalo Roam. He actually produced a piece of journalism about the Super Bowl without attending it. That's my imagination. And I've recently been reacquainted with a very favorite humorist of mine from my young adulthood, Lewis Grizzard, a Southern gentleman who worked in Chicago with great disdain. But he tolerated it because I guess everybody will trade one thing or another for money. But on to the rant. Okay, I'm going to try to break this up into 15-minute sections so I can put this all on YouTube so everybody can see it. Rant of the day, 12 June 18, a documented rebuttal against tyranny. Probably should have done this in the beginning. But you know how it goes when you can't remember what day it is while looking for something that requires accomplishment regarding your personal property, and you look everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And by that meaning, You got up and looked around, paged through, say, 25 or 50 separate documents and came up empty-handed, and were starting to feel a little anxious when realizing that if the document was a snake, it could have killed you hours ago if it wanted to. Well, having been living through stuff like that for as long as I can recall, pukas on the boat were hiding places. They were everywhere. However, it was best to strategically select them, as they were most always tactically removed by the enemy, known as procedural compliance, when applied to the true meaning of stowed for sea. Because it's what you can see, oftentimes. Anyway, this is what I've done. I'm going to go page through the entire City of Sierra Vista published proposed budget and scribe my thoughts about each page. Mind you, I will be taking written notes through the process, since those are the easiest to tie together visually from one hand to the other, without having to scroll up or scroll down or side to side, because none of those is a desired learning model. Think of it as my playing tribute to the late, great Paul Harvey and his presentational acumen, with a bit of the late, great Hunter S. Thompson sprinkled in for clarity, along with the late, great Lewis Grizzard and his comedic literary genius. Indeed, it's going to be a great show here on the network. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be this fine day in the world we live in. This is a special presentation of the decarlosdanger Video and Radio Network, sponsored by decarlosdanger.com, decarlosenterprises.com, both under operational authority of decarlosenterprises.net and its other not-for-profit organization, decarloenterprises.org. Moving on. Today, by a special request, having obtained the sponsorship required, we have perhaps found a way to convey thought through both written and spoken word by digital means. That is, well, for the most part, a first tier of the network. Though it was suggested quite a while ago by one of intellect, oddly enough. First off, let me explain what principle it is that I am attempting to stand upon. I am honestly going into this Sierra Vista, Arizona city budget cycle with the vision of the Korean Peninsula being unified as one nation, and the missions will be reduced accordingly. After all, when did this crown grow? When was it founded? Etc. Page 1. Pretty pictures. Even got corn on there for us Midwesterners. decarlosdanger didn't miss that. You know, You know, the kind of Midwesterners I'm talking about, the ones that were taught that if there were no need for government, there would be no vacuum for it to fill in order to exist in the first place. Since it appears operationally and maintenancely that can be placed in a vacuum and made stagnant to allow personnel costs to increase, when most likely the decreased operational and maintenance costs are kind of a built-in measure to make sure people have work, future work. Tangled web. Let me see here. And you said what? Oh, thank you, Lewis. Yes. Lewis says that he despises the triangle logo, and he asked to do some background in symbology and tattoo recognition. You'll understand why he has a disdain and why decarlosdanger.com thinks that the rebranding effort of our town was wrong. But anyway, that's just an opinion. Page 2. Hunter, you said what, sir? Okay. Hunter S. piped in and said this. It's the list of conspirators. Now that's funny right there. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that. And followed up by Lewis's analogy. If we got the top, we do get the top 7 draft picks here, folks. But it seems as if the bottom part is a little heavy on this page, and might be working some warrior magic against the LeBron James. Perhaps we could use the same for the king of Sierra Vista to advance the taxpayer, of course, and their interests. Page 3. Holy moly, look at that, the steak. Yes, when you face a list of priorities and they are not in our interests, we don't even make the top 5. Nowhere in this ranking. 4 things. Looky here. Now I will say this, Mr. Felix is a good employee. And he says it as it is. And he's not afraid to put his name on it. And to me, it means it's a good document. But my interpretation may be a little bit off. But these are some of the results I anticipate. First off, these are the first 4 things from the city employees. They ask, number 1, please don't cut our pay. 2, pay the retired cops more, since no one can play on the free market and win all the time, no matter how good the intention. It's mismanagement money. That's why we're so far behind, right? But we got to catch up, because we can't let nobody else steal. I mean, they've stolen from us in the past. We don't anticipate it being stolen from again. See what I'm saying? That's speaking here. And interrupting it again. Oh. Yes. The economic depression has affected this area a little bit longer than the rest of the country. But then again, we were a little bit late on how it affected us anyway, because we are, last thing, we're the education pipeline for a certain part of the military. And those always have to exist. That's right. And last but not least, a Field of Dreams moment again. If we build it, they will come. What? Oh, we interrupt this scheduled broadcast to shift focus to accomplish an initial task of this video presentation conducted today and recorded for posterity for all to see. We will be right back after this commercial break from PowerPoint and how to advance slides one at a time. We hope you take this moment to go to the head, relieve yourselves, grab a beer, and come on right back, because we got about an hour and 30 minutes to go through, and it's going to be fun. Take care.